Hey folks, how are you? We're back for episode 11. Crazy, crazy, crazy time in the world. So we're just doing a little bit of dancing here,
It should
freshening some
be.
things up and getting a little live.
This should be Christmas music, Eli. This is ridiculous. It should be.
I know, it's unfortunate. We have we could do dance electric Christmas tunes. That would be the not top 10 of Yazoo group bloopers.
Right.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks. We are back again for episode 11 of Find Things Refreshed. Joined by my mother and business partner, Angie. Thank you for hopping on. Mom,
Hi.
making some time and carving out a little bit just to chat with our Find Things followers, which first and foremost, thank you to all of you who've been tuning in throughout the year. This has been really, really fun for us to refresh and rekindle and bring back to life for 2022 and really set the stage for 2023. So first and foremost, thank you to our Find Things followers.
Yep.
Today's
Thank
going to be a fun one. We're going to just talk about the holidays. We're going to talk about what that means to Yazoo. And then we'll touch a little bit on a fun topic for marketing. It's SMS marketing and what that looks like, the fears around that and how we can help put some of those myths to bed and set the stage again for 2023 and how, some of our clients potentially, or those folks that are out there and tuning in, may be able to utilize that. And then last but not least, the shout out, Find Things shout out, which you're going to have a dual shout out from today's episode. So stay tuned and dive on in with us. But as always, let us know if you have any questions, shoot us a comment. If you have questions on the topic that we're discussing, or if there's something that you would like us to discuss in a future episode, or if you just want to have some fun and throw in some on the fly comments, feel free to do so. We love some interaction, but we'll dive right into it. So holidays, Mom, what does that mean to Yazoo?
I think it obviously we take some time off. It means taking time off. For us as owners of the business and leaders, it means Christmas, which means, the celebration of the birth of Christ, which is the real meaning of the season for us as a leadership team, and all that he brings to the world, which is just like really everything. As a company, we rely on that. We look to that. We ask for answers. We ask that we are doing the work he wants us to do, right? Like to have a purpose to our work, that we're doing the work that he wants to do, and that he blesses our work so that our clients benefit from that blessing. And so Christmas is really a time, I think, to reflect on that, right? And to be like, we're super blessed, but it also is, family. And like, this is the first year of your whole life that we won't see each other on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And, because Eli lives in North Carolina, I live in Pennsylvania, and they are celebrating their marriage, their first Christmas in their new home. Which is so exciting, and at the beach and experiencing all the like cool little nuances and traditions of having Christmas at the beach. And I think it's amazing, and I'm going to miss you, but I think it's amazing. And of course we'll be FaceTiming and such.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's not going to be as fun as you would think. It's actually going to be quite cold here at the beach. Last year we weren't here and it was 75. This year it's going to be, I think like 35. For the high on Christmas Day. So not too much fun in the sun, but we will absolutely, be setting some traditions here and missing all of our families up north in Pennsylvania. I know on my wife's side as well, we'll definitely be doing lots of FaceTiming and staying busy that way. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is really important for us to look at the holidays as a point of reflection, as a point of a foundation for how we build our agency and how we want to grow, and doing that in the right way. And we have been blessed to find answers this year, whether those are the great grandioso answers or sometimes the tough answers. You really have to look at those as all as blessings and opportunities to live, to learn, and to move on in the right way. So, it's a time of reflection. It is a time of importance, but, to Angie's, most important thing to me is family, and making sure that we give that time away, because we've had a lot of clients Obviously employees, consultants, partners that have worked closely with us, that have worked hard for us and for our clients. And it's important to give that time back, because time is the most important thing that we have on this earth, is that resource, is the time that you're here. So making the best use of that, particularly this time of the year. But
Yes.
that's really the start of today's episode, is what it means to be at Yazoo during the holidays and how we look at it. But I know there at the inn, there's lots of holiday spirit, and 'tis the season with the Christmas carols, the lights, the guests. So if you guys are looking for some holiday spirit, go ahead and stop out at the Claysburg Inn, because they got plenty of it rocking and rolling out there.
Yeah, and we have all the bedrooms taken this weekend. We have a family here that's from Missouri, and they're here for a wedding, and they're checking out Christmas Eve, and then we're closed for a couple of days, and then we have people checking in from the 27th through January 2nd. So we're pretty full of people coming home for the holidays or coming to do something like a wedding. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about marketing, our world at Yazoo. This is a very fun topic. I mean, to me, marketing in general is fun, but this particular area is an area that I think most folks have been exposed to now. And there's still some concerns with how to utilize it. I think there's some fears about the space, perhaps some myths about the space, and that's SMS marketing. What that really is text messages. That's getting messages on your phone from a marketing perspective. I'm sure most of you have been exposed to that either in some form of a loyalty program that you've signed up for, or in this, past year, the politics season. And I think that's probably where a lot of folks get concerned, and they have fears about, how do I do this the right way without turning off my customers or my prospects or, my clients? So Angie, thoughts on that? Just sort of starting remarks.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's not going away. So I think it's something that every organization, depending on your size, needs to, look at. Does it fit within your marketing strategy, and how do you implement that? And Eli, I think, we always say, numbers talk. The data talks, the research talks. So I know you pulled some stats. What do you
Absolutely.
have there?
So I think the biggest thing that we should start with is that 75% of people, according to recent studies, do not mind receiving SMS marketing messages.
Yeah,
So again, 75% of people do not mind receiving those. So for those folks that think, oh my gosh, it's going to be I'm fearful that I'm going to be too intrusive, or that my clients will not like it. Right there, you're hearing that 75% of people don't mind it. Here's another piece of that. 64% of customers prefer businesses contact them via text message. Pretty interesting stat. Of course, these have
phone calls. Way preferred over phone call. And Eli, not to interrupt, but that's so important to dig into, why you fear it. I've been known to say that. Other people have been known to say, I hate all these texts I get or whatever. But the truth is, when I get a text that they've nailed me in terms of I am their market, a piece of clothing that I really like, for example, I'm going to click on that. Or a restaurant that I frequent, or I'm in an area and I get a text about something in that area. So when we are saying that and we're fearful, we're looking at it from us as a consumer and the ones that we receive that don't meet our needs and don't meet our wants. And we're like, that's considered junk. Well, that's the same as junk mail, junk email. But the fact is, if it's done correctly and you have the audience that you need, then they are going to want to receive your message. So you can't compare it to yourself receiving junk mail. You have to consider it yourself receiving something that you want. Not
exactly
how you feel personally as a consumer, but how does your market feel? And if the data says that your market wants to receive 75% of the time, for example, texts, then you can't say, because I'm whatever, 60 years old or however old you are, I don't want to receive them, so I'm not going to do this in my business. That's bad business. So
Mm-hmm.
a bad business philosophy. So we run into that a lot. And I'm glad you touched on that 75%, and I don't know, like I didn't dig into all of the underlying stats of that, but in general, 75% of consumers don't mind getting texts.
Here's the other piece of that. 75% of customers, so people that have interacted or purchased some product or service from your business, like getting promotional offers via text message.
100%.
So again, it's answering and playing in the channel that your audience wants to be in or prefers to be in.
Yes.
And the beautiful part about this is there are tons of tools out there now, because this has been around for quite some time, that allow you to leverage this area and can push out messages really quickly. You can do it in a segmented way. You can do it in a targeted campaign. And these are all areas, of course, yeah, there may be a price tag that comes with it. However, if we talk about just the top part, right, they prefer it. But let's talk about the engagement piece. So some really, really interesting stats when we talk about success rates. They're saying from Viber, which is a source out there, reveal that 90% of people respond to a text within the first 3 minutes of receiving it. It's pretty incredible. So quick responses, number one. Number two, 50% of customers purchase a product after they receive a marketing text message. 50%. That's a pretty darn high percentage. So again, it's not just the folks, they don't mind receiving it, but they're also engaging with it. So
Yes.
that's taking your customer relationship, your audience relationship, a next step further. You're building a deeper relationship with them. And yes, I can understand the walls that have been put up. I mean, again, we just came out of the politics season where it was like constantly bombarded with text messages left and right, and you get these things and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get on a do not call list or a do not text list? But we are past that season. And then again, it's about the message that you receive. If you're receiving it about something that you want, then you're much more apt to respond to it. So, I don't want the politic messages, so I'm not going to respond to it. But if I get a text message about a product that I really like, or a brand that I'm really excited about, or really fond of,
or a politician you're excited about,
exactly.
There's a new politician that you're super excited about. You're gonna want to engage with that and read about it. So
absolutely,
even with that, and I will say, like, I can speak from absolute experience in the last 2 months. 95% of our guests have said the following: I would prefer, because we keep in touch with them about like when their check-in is and what.
Yep.
I would prefer text over email over a phone call. 95% of them are in my phone now, wanting a text and wanting their payment link sent via text. And they will, I can tell you right now, in the 5% that have not, the 95% pay almost instantly with a text. The other ones I'm chasing a little bit more with the email. So
cash flow.
It's like, from that perspective too, for us in this very small business here, I'm seeing it and saying, wow, like nobody wants me to call them. We've had a couple guests that prefer a phone call. But most are saying, please text me and don't email me, which I was surprised about, because I thought a lot of them would want to engage via email.
Mm-hmm. And it is really, really interesting, because we always say content is king. So doing content in the right way, but in this point, cash is also king. So you're delivering the content in the right channel, and they're following up by getting you paid a lot more quickly. So, it's a win-win there.
Paying on the link, and you're just like, wow, I already got that. That's awesome.
It's a pretty big stat. Some other just cool ones to throw around. They're saying about 47% of small or big businesses, so regardless of size, about 47% of businesses are using some form of SMS marketing. They look at the types of industries. Some top industries are real estate, agriculture, construction, entertainment, energy, and airlines. So again, there's a lot of use case here. There's use case for B2B. There's use case for B2C. There's use case for leveraging your email lists, and how do you take that to the next level? Are you supplementing what you have on email with a phone number? Can you ask folks for that? Do you have an ability to update your email list and include that data? These are all ways that you can really hit the ground running from an SMS perspective as well. So a lot of folks will also say, well, I don't have the text message numbers, or I don't have the phone numbers for all of these folks. more often than not, you may have that data and you just don't understand where it's at or how to use it. Whether it's in an email list from a sign up form, customer data, whether they previously purchased from you. The other point is that you can more than likely now put that phone number in your text message efforts and have folks text you as soon as they text you. Then they start to get integrated into your system and your list. You better understand their interests, where they're at, their demographic piece, so then you can relay the right messages to them. All of this obviously can become a lot to digest, understand, and put into play, which is why most folks want to use a partner like Yazo to put something into place, or just to make sure that they're making the right decisions when implementing something like this. Which we would love to have those conversations with you. So if you're interested in something like this, even just a starting point of what are the pros and cons for my business, let's sit down and have that discussion and map some things out. Because there is, I think, some great opportunity for 2023.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like there's some, marketers and internal to companies and external companies that are leading the way, like retail, for example. They've been doing it for years. Like it's,
Exactly.
you go in to, whatever, Yankee Candle, and the first thing they ask you for is your phone number, and then you get coupons on your phone, and then you're buying more because you're going in and saying, I got a buy one, get one free coupon on my phone, and you're pulling up the QR code and they're scanning it and you're getting a discount. So if you're in that industry, you are probably very well versed in this. But some of the smaller retailers that aren't yet doing it, or are brand new, very small from home retailers, can do this too. And then I think the second point, Eli, that we want to make is, like you said, talk to somebody. We'll even say get 2 or 3 demos of different tools that are out there if you don't have a tool that does it already. And this is very much part of funnel development. So even though our topic today isn't funnel development, when you create a funnel for, okay, now you've gotten an email and a phone number for a potential customer, what are you going to do? Are you going to, send them, a top of funnel email, which is more awareness? Then are you going to engage them more? And once they engage more, are you sending them a text? At one point does that text come in, but it's very much now part of a funnel development. And there are tools for that too, platforms. Like most people know, email platforms, but there are platforms now that do both email and text and other things. That can greatly enhance your business, that you may want to put into your technology strategy for 2023, regardless of the size of your organization. So you don't have to be an enterprise company to look at tools like this.
Exactly. And there are different levels at which you can come in, right? There is, just like your email marketing, it's how big is your audience? What kind of business are you? There are levels at which you can get started. So more than anything, I think it's important just to be open to the channel, understand that your audience may be there, and it's worthwhile exploration. I just want to wrap some things up with some really fascinating stats here, and then we'll transition into our shout out. But 9 out of 10 customers who have enrolled in a text message marketing, whether it's loyalty program or they signed up to interact with a brand, are saying that they benefit from that participation. 9 out of 10 people are saying they benefit from that participation. So you're able to develop a deeper understanding of your audience. You can use this channel to send out a text or a survey that says, here's my products, text back what you most prefer. It could be the same thing with a service. If you're, offering massages, what's your favorite type of massage? You know what I mean? Right. What's your favorite scent? If you're a candle business, if you're a food business, what's your favorite, recipe or menu item? And then as you start to pull that data in, that, okay, if this person loves deep tissue massages, we're going to do a campaign on this. They're going to be the ones that are part of that campaign. So all of this stuff is it's important to know that you establish a deeper understanding and connection with those folks through this additional channel of SMS marketing. So if you guys have interest in it, questions around it, you want recommendations around potential tools and how to put it into your business, let us know. We would love to, strike up a conversation and help you all out around SMS marketing and text message marketing for 2023. We're going to transition that though into the shout out, which is, it's kind of a cool transition. We talk about this SMS piece and, you know, most folks want to know, okay, well, what is a place to start or a tool to utilize? A tool that you can get started with is called community. Community, just like, you know, where you're used to hearing the word community, it's community.com. What this is an SMS platform that allows you to make that deeper connection to your community, whether you are a B2B, a B2C. You're establishing what is essentially a list, an email list or a marketing list, through that one-to-one messaging, but you actually get a dedicated phone number. So most times, you know, today's world, you'll get a text message for a promo that's like a 6-digit number. This is a dedicated number that's for your business. When they text you, they're actually going to see, hey, this is Yazoo Group texting me. It's a Yazoo Group icon. So they know that this is legitimately Yazoo Group that they're interacting with.
Right.
Additionally, you can start to ask those questions in a campaign level. What are you interested in? Social media marketing, digital marketing, video placement. This would all be in Yazoo's case. And we start to learn more about those folks. Then we can send messages out. Hey, we want to do discovery with folks that are in Carolina Beach. I'm going to target just those folks. I want to do discovery with just those folks that are in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So all the messaging will be targeted or segmented appropriately. This is just a fascinating tool. It has a ton of use case across industries, across types of businesses. And I have some nice connections to this company through some relationships that I've developed at Community. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Community, again, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to put you in touch with someone and even just have a preliminary conversation about what I know about the tool and give you some of that background. But take a look at it. Community.com is an easy place to start. And if, again, you have questions, feel free to give us a shout. But we're going to take this into our second part of our shout out for a client who actually uses text message marketing, and that is Center City Church. Not because that they use text message marketing, but they are a client of ours who does in fact use it through the Text in Church platform. And it's been a great tool for them to, you know, grow their community within, you know, the Altoona area and on. But, you know, the point of us shouting them out is the upcoming service. It is the Christmas season. And I want to let Angie talk a little bit about, you know, how they're going to be working with the community this Christmas season.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we assist with their marketing, but they do that more to build community than for marketing. So it's more about communication, not about
it's another use case. So
it's a communication tool for them, which is awesome because when I get my message that don't forget service tonight, it's like, oh my gosh, Brian, I forgot we have service tonight. I literally, like, it's right there. So it does work from a communication perspective. But we want to shout out Center City Church because it's also the church that I attend with my husband, and it is a non-denominational Christian church. And I just think what they do on Christmas Eve is fabulous. There's a 4 o'clock and a 6 o'clock. 4 o'clock has the children's choir. It is just such a welcoming, you know, we do a candlelight, some songs to candlelight. And it is just like you feel Christmas and you feel the real meaning of Christmas. And what I love most about Center City is like everyone is welcome. You're going to come in there. Someone's going to invariably probably hug you if you've never been there before, unless you're like, I'm not a hugger. They're going to welcome you. They're going to love on you. And if you don't have a church, or you're just in between churches, or you're church shopping, or you haven't gone to church in a long time, or you've never, ever in your life gone to church, you're welcome. Come for Christmas Eve, either 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. They're in downtown Altoona, and it's just also a beautiful church. So
yes, it is.
That's our shout out in spirit of Christmas. Shouting them out and shouting out the tool community, which is, you know, again, just another tool that you can vet in your process of whether or not you want to explore this whole SMS text use in 2023. Yep.
And if you're in the Carolina Beach area and you're looking for a service, we are doing it at Seaside Chapel. Listen to me, I'm mixing the two churches up. Seaside Chapel in Carolina Beach is also doing one on Christmas Day. It's not going to be Christmas Eve. We're going to do a compressed service on Christmas Day at 10 a.m. So just like Center City Church, it's a non-denominational Christian church, and we have a lot of fun. It's a beautiful place to be. And you know, if you're looking for a little bit of, you know, heartstrings pull on and you want some Christmas love, come on by for the Seaside Chapel service on Christmas Day. But we appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in 2022. Thank you for helping us bring this back. We're going to make it better and greater in 2023. We'll be doing, our continuation of monthly episodes, maybe even doing some interim episodes in between, and hopefully bringing in some guests as well for 2023. But if you guys have topics you want us to cover, if you have anything that you would like us to touch on, don't hesitate to drop us a note. Feel free to reach out in the comments, visit our website, give us a shout. But we love and appreciate you all. Have a blessed and wonderful holiday season. And thanks again for tuning in with us.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Everyone.
Have a good one, y'all. Cheers.
See ya.